And today's session we're gonna talk more about on how to position yourself like a pro. Sorry. So for anyone who's feeling lost or you're just trying to, find your niche, you're in the right place. Feel free to interact with us. Let this be a fun interactive session. Any questions that you have, kindly um, just type them at the chat box and be able to answer them for you. So on today's session, we are joined by an incredible speaker. As you know her name is Joan Batila, who's a seasoned project manager and a LinkedIn strategist who has helped hundreds of professions to position themselves for remote through professional branding and profile optimization. So Joanne, it's great to have you here today. How are you feeling about the session, Joanne?
Hi, Sylvia. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for having me here today. And thank you guys who have just and you made time to be here. I'm really excited for this conversation because LinkedIn is one of the platforms that has really completely changed my life, and the lives of the many people that I've worked with. Um, Especially for those who wanted to get into remote work, I always believe that LinkedIn is one of the easiest place that you can start with. That is if you position yourself the right way, and you allow the recruiters to start finding you instead of you chasing the opportunities. So so I'm so excited just to be here. It's cold. I know in Nairobi it has rained. I've been outside when it was raining, and I'm just excited about it. Thank you so much, Sylvia.
All right. Thank you, Joanne, for uh, being here for us and just trying to help us to venture into this journey. A couple of us might be lost, and I know by the end of this session, you'll be able to just give us direction or maybe clarity on how we're going to do this. So so on today's session, we're gonna have 4 topics. Kindly take out your pens, your books. We're gonna discuss 4 main topics that Joan will be helping us to address, and one of it is optimizing your profile for remote recruiters. And 2, building a personal brand with content. 3, strategic networking without spamming. And the last one will be scripts to reach out to clients through companies. I'll repeat. So for today's topics, we will have 4 main topics that we'll be addressing. And one is optimizing your profile for remote recruiters. 2, we'll be building a personal brand with content. 3, strategic networking without spamming. And 4, scripts to reach out to clients and companies. So yes, let's start with the first topic, which will be optimizing your profile for remote recruiters. Uh, and we're going to start with the foundation, which is your LinkedIn profile. So many people out there are treating their LinkedIn as if it's like, their CV, but remote recruiters are not looking for that. They're looking for something different. And Joanne, kindly, maybe you can tell us what are the top things someone should fix or improve on their profile to attract remote recruiters.
That's a great question, Sylvia. Thank you so much. I'll first start by introducing myself. I noticed that I didn't introduce myself. So for those who are meeting me for the first time, my name is Joan Batila. I know you've seen me either on TikTok, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, or whatever place that you've been following me. I'm a project manager who works remotely. Um, I'm a project manager who works remotely. That is what I do basically. I work with digital startups just to help them to strategize and also scale their businesses into the digital platforms. That is my number one role. The other thing that I do is also just to help companies who are stuck, especially in social media, to just unstuck them. And then the other thing is that I also help remote workers, those who want to start out in remote work, to just get into it. So maybe my qualifications, I know some of you are meeting me for the first time, so it's just good that I say this. I'm a project manager, yes, but my background is in medical laboratory. I did that from the University of Nairobi. And then I did an MBA from Faith Leeds University which is in the United States. And then currently I'm pursuing masters in project management in Liverpool John Snow University. I do quite a lot of other things. I'm still in school. There's quite a lot of things that we are just doing even in school. So I just want to welcome you, and we are going to have quite a nice time here together. I've also been ranked as #1 project manager in Kenya. That is on LinkedIn. And yeah, it is a brief introduction about me and maybe my achievements. I've coached more than 1,000 people to get into remote work. Those that have done one-on-one are around 300, and hundreds of them have just gotten into remote work. So yeah, on to the question that Sylvia has asked. Maybe Sylvia can repeat it, and then now we proceed.
All right. So the problem that we are having here is that most people are treating the LinkedIn profile as if it's their CV. So you to help us or maybe just mention the top someone should fix or improve on their profile to attract more recruiters.
Okay, great. So most people optimize their LinkedIn profile and they make it like a digital CV. I've heard people saying it's a digital CV. That is true. But can your LinkedIn tell your story? Can your LinkedIn get you hired before they even think about coming into your inbox and asking you questions? So that is something that you really need to consider, #1. The reason why I emphasize so much on LinkedIn is because when you send out your CV, that is the ATS compliant CV to apply for a remote job, you don't put the referees section. Your LinkedIn is normally the reference section. And that is why I keep on repeating every time that you need to have it well optimized and have it well done. So think of your profile as a digital storefront. For remote recruiters, 3 things really matter for them. That is #1, the clarity in your headline, not in your head, in your headline. That is what we call the bio section. For most of you who know how to navigate through LinkedIn, is there clarity in your headline? Don't just write your job title. Most of you, I know you just have a project manager, virtual assistant, or you're just telling people that you are a customer service experience. Like you just have a title of your job title there. Please say something that you do. What is the value that you bring to the company? What is the solution that you solve? And that is why I normally say that the first step of a remote worker is to know what is your value. Package yourself and know the solution that you're bringing on the table. What is the problem that you're solving, and what is the solution that you're bringing? So add value, the value that you bring. For example, if you're a project manager, you can put it as project manager, and then tell people that I'm helping team deliver remote projects efficiently. That instantly communicates what you do and who you do this for. Most of the times, I normally just see a virtual assistant, AI, data, even some people have mixed. You're a virtual assistant, you're a social media manager, you're a customer service experience, you're also an administrator, you're an accountant, you're a finance person on one headline. When I come on your headline and I read it and I get all that jargon, I'll be like, so what can she do? Because if she's saying she's in finance, customer service, virtual assistant, she's also a project manager at the same time. And we know some of us are multifaceted. I'm also one of them. And I really struggled with just having one name on my bio. But just try as much as possible to just focus on one, like say project manager, helping teams deliver remote projects instantly. So that is the first thing that really matters most to the recruiters. Clarity in your headline. The second thing that matters to the recruiters is the about section. I know I haven't put in some other parts like your profile, your banner, because those are very important also. Your profile picture should be something that shows your face clearly. Like we should be able to see your face clearly, and your banner should also communicate what you offer. All right. And then you come to your headline, which is the bio section. And then after that, the about section. There are many things on LinkedIn, but I'm just mentioning the 3 most top things that you need to consider that really matter when it comes to LinkedIn and recruiters. So your about section, most of the times people just tell the about section, hi, I even see people saying, hi, my name is Joan Patila, I'm a project manager. Then you mention your skills and then you close it. I want you to see your about section is as the place where you tell your story. What is your story? And when I say your story, you don't tell me you are a firstborn from your family of 5 and I'm not married, I'm 25 years old or 26 or I'm 31. No, I'm not saying that type of story. The story that I'm talking about is the problem that you solve. And that is why packaging is very important. Know how to package yourself. If you don't know how to package yourself, that is the first step for you to get into remote work. What is the problem that you are solving? How are you solving this problem? You need to bring that out clearly in the about section. If I come in your about section, I'm going to use one of you as an example. Let me just mention a random name. I'll use Mael Gadoni. So when I come to Mael's LinkedIn and I want to see what she does, I need to see what is the problem that she's trying to solve. Mael wants to be employed. And when you want to be employed, you are being employed as a problem solver and not a problem creator. Some of you actually create problems instead of solving problems for companies. So you're being employed as a problem solver. So bring in the problem that you solve so boldly. And then number 2, how do you solve this problem? You're a virtual assistant. Most CEOs and founders are losing time because they don't know how to plan and organize. How do you solve this problem? You come in and analyze their calendar, prioritize, have the urgent one done first, and then the ones that are not urgent or important, delegate. The delegation and prioritization matrix. You need to know that, and then like after that, you now bring in the impact that you've had in your career as a virtual assistant. Have you tried to solve out this problem? If you have tried to solve out this problem, how have you been able to? What are the results, that you've been able to get? That is the impact that you've had in your career. All right. So I'm going to repeat it again. Your about section, the problem that you solve, how you do it, and the impact that you've had. Because recruiters really love to the profiles that show results and not just role. You cannot just tell us, I'm a virtual assistant who organizes calendars. What are the results that you've had as you've been organizing those calendars? What are the results that you've had when you've been planning itinerary for them? What are the results that you've had when you have been managing emails for different clients? And then the last part is now the keyword optimization. Remote recruiter searches for specific terms. Like someone will come and search for a remote virtual assistant, a remote project manager, a remote marketing coordinator. Make sure that those phrases appear more in your headline, in your about section, and your skills section. These are the keywords that are in your career. You can actually get the keywords that are in your career and have most of them, if not all, most of them in your about section, your skills sections, and your headline. All right. Once you align those 3, you will start appearing in recruiter searches consistently every time. And that does not mean that now your profile picture needs to be shoddy. Your profile picture has to be passport up. Let me just touch on the other things. Your profile picture needs to be up. Your raw section need to be presented with. We need to see the results, the numbers, and the impact that you've had in the organizations that you've worked from. Because some of you are just saying, I organized calendars for managers. Then what? After organizing, what is the impact that you had to that manager? What are the numbers and the metrics to show that you are good at whatever you are doing? So don't just write your LinkedIn carelessly, especially if you want to monetize it. Be intentional about it and write it the best way. Thank you so much. Back to you, Sylvia.
All right, that was so powerful, and yeah, that's so true. Especially on the part where you mentioned that people need to actually show their results, because yes, you know that you can deliver the work, and the only way you can do that is by you showing the results. You've done the work, yes, but that's not enough. You are showcasing whatever you've achieved. You've done this you moved this work from this percentage to that percentage, mention that. It's very key. And yes, I loved that Joanne actually emphasized on that. Among the other top things that you need to fix on your LinkedIn. And I hope we are all taking notes, because really whatever she's saying is the truth out here. So yeah, people, please, I'll ask Joanne maybe to uh, share her socials, so that with time we can get to just go to her page and maybe reach out. I'll also share mine for anyone who needs help after this, so that you can reach out to us. So on to the next point. Now that we've been able to optimize our LinkedIn profile, so the next step will be probably to want to build a personal brand, and not just a personal brand, but a personal brand with content. So, Joanne, not everyone feels confident creating content. So, how can you help someone who's not a natural writer or creator, and who still wants to build a brand that attracts opportunities? How do you go about that?
That's such a common fear. I also had it. Not everyone actually feels confident to create content. And let
Hi,
me tell
Joanne.
you,
I think you on
oh,
mute. Sorry.
sorry, I don't know why I muted myself. So that is a common fear. That is what I was saying. That is a common fear. Even me, I have it. Shock on you. I have fear of also creating content. In as much as you might see me on most of my socials, not everyone feels confident creating content. Most of the time, people are saying they're not a natural writer, or they are introverts, or there's just quite a lot of people that say certain things that just hinder them from creating content, especially on LinkedIn. But the truth is that you don't need to be posting daily or go viral for you to get clients on LinkedIn. You just need to be visible and valuable. The people who actually post every day, they go viral. You see, they tell you they have 80,000 views on their post, but when you ask them, have you been able to monetize your LinkedIn? They're like, I haven't been able to monetize it. How do you do that? You just need to be, and most of the times, even those content that have gone 80,000, it's not a valuable content. What you just need to be is for you to be visible and for you to be valuable. So here is how I break down for most of my clients. Mostly, I normally help people to post on LinkedIn, and sometimes I post for them. I manage accounts for them and just post for them. So this is how I help those who come to me and they need such kind of help, especially posting on LinkedIn. So number one, you just need to share what you're learning. If you're a virtual assistant and you are learning or you're doing a course, don't wait until you finish that course. You can start by sharing right now. Post about your journey, even if you are just applying for jobs or you're learning a new tool. And I don't know, we also have this fear to tell people that I'm actually looking for a job. And I think there is no other better platform to look for a job apart from LinkedIn. Imagine you can just be telling people I'm looking for a job every day on LinkedIn. But anyway, it will look desperation, but it's a platform for looking for jobs. So even if you're applying for jobs or learning a new tool, just post that journey of yours. Don't wait until you finish the tool. Just post as you go. Authenticity connects with better than perfection. I know you've gone to LinkedIn and what you saw are people who are posting wins. People are winning every day. They're having new jobs every day. They're making milestone every day. And sometimes the platform can be so intimidating. And let me tell you, just be authentic. For me, I don't think it has been long since I shared a win or something. I just share testimonials of people who have gotten remote work. I think that is the far that I go. If someone gets a remote work, I post it on LinkedIn and just share their experience and everything. But most of the times, people do not want to be authentic, and authentic is what connects with better than the perfection that you're thinking about. So don't wait for that perfection. Sometimes it won't even come. And then number two, you need to teach from experience. All right, you yourself, what is your experience as a virtual assistant? I'm talking about virtual assistants so much. maybe let me talk about accountants, because also I work with accountants so much when I want to get them into remote role. So you're an accountant. So what are the things that you are learning from your experience? So for example, what are the 3 lessons that you've learned in managing an account for someone? Or even if it's a traditional job, you don't have to mention the company that you're working for. You just need to share your lessons that you've been able to get. Like, for example, 3 lessons that I learned while applying for jobs remotely, 3 lessons that I learned while trying to land my first client as a virtual assistant, 3 lessons that I've been able to learn while I look for customer service, or while optimizing my CV, or from my coach, even from my coach. Because for me, when I started out, I still have a coach who I started with when I started on LinkedIn. She's from Ireland, and I used to post things that I used to learn from her when I didn't have content. I could say I met my coach, and this is what I post. I learned from her, and then I will post that. All right. How I organize my day working remotely. All right. Someone will even see the way you organize your day while you're working remotely, and they'll be like, I think I need to hire this one because she's very organized. And then the third thing is that engage consistently. LinkedIn normally rewards engagement. You cannot be posting and ghosting people. Even if you don't have comments on your page, you cannot be posting and ghosting people. So comment on other people's posts. When I started out, the first 3 months of my posting on LinkedIn were dry. Right now, I can pull, I think this week, my main performing post, I think, has over 80 comments I saw. And it was just a quote that I posted. And I feel like it went viral because my engagement went so high. It was just a quote poster that I posted, not even my photo. And so the reason why I got to those 80 comments, it's because I started and I kept on being consistent. Even if I posted for 3 months and nobody engaged with my content, nobody commented on my content, I still posted. And one thing with LinkedIn is that they comment, when you comment, and when someone comments back, that is how they push your content, and it pushes to the right people. And that is why also I'm going to talk about connecting with the right people and networking with the right people. And that is why you need to network with the right people, so that when it's time for your content to be pushed, it's being pushed to the right audience. For those of you who are mostly engaging, actually connecting with people from, let's say, your high school, your primary, your campus, those are people who already know you. And I'm going to teach you maybe more about that. So over time, people begin to recognize your name and associate you with a certain field. And that is how opportunities start finding you. And that is how people start looking for you and start inboxing you and emailing you for an engagement. And the other thing that maybe I forgot to mention about optimization is that make sure that your email address or how people are contacting you is everywhere. I don't recommend you having a WhatsApp or a number. It's not official. I recommend you to have an email address or tell people to DM you, so that it makes it easy. When you engage with people, you get to just also make it easy for them to contact you. So those are the 3 things that I can say, and those are the 3 things that I normally break down for my clients. We all have content to post. It's just that we don't know where to start from. And so number 1, I'll just say that you share what you're learning, teach from experience, and then engage consistently. You can even share, let's say you are a virtual assistant. I'm just giving you more ideas, and you're a virtual assistant and you're learning a tool, maybe let's say Asana, because Asana is a tool that you really need to know as a virtual assistant. And there are things that you're learning from it, maybe from YouTube. You can share it there. All right, come on LinkedIn and just write a post about it. You can go to YouTube and listen to a podcast. Let's say I was listening to, actually yesterday I was listening to Vusi, and maybe you learn a quote from him and you make a post out of it. What are your thoughts about it? You go and write it on LinkedIn. Just that visibility to show that this is a thoughtful person. You are presenting yourself as a thoughtful leader in your field, and it gives recruiters the confidence that you're going to bring the same wisdom and the same thoughtfulness in their company. So yeah, so that is for those who would want to build their personal brand with content. Yeah, thank you. Back to you, Sylvia.
All right. Thank you so much, Joanne. Yes, people. I'll tell you, there's a, let me not call it a saying, but yeah, it's a saying that as a project manager that we usually say that if something is not documented, then it was not done. So this is just an emphasis on what Joanne was speaking about on sharing what you're learning, just from the word go. Kindly share, document your progress, document the challenges, document the winnings, every step counts. So guys,
Yeah.
yes, document everything that you're doing. That's how you grow. That's how people learn to resonate with you. That's how people, they connect more when they feel familiar with your journey. So document everything
I
that you
wanted to
do.
add on that. Also,
Yeah.
nobody knows a silent expert. So you might be
Yes.
an expert in your field, but when
Mm-hmm.
you're silent about whatever you can offer, nobody
Mm-hmm.
is going to hire. And that happens either on social media or offline. It doesn't have to be only on social media. Even when you are
Yeah.
working or you're engaging with people physically and you keeping quiet about your skills, nobody knows a silent expert. Yeah.
That's so true. That's so true. Do not assume that knows that. Do not assume that everyone knows that you're an expert. So don't be silent. So yeah, speak it out. Let people know what you do. Be visible. That's the point. So thank you, Joanne, again on telling us how best we can build our personal brand and with content. So again, people do not forget to uh, just check out the socials that Joanne has shared. If you need any help, more than whatever we're given, kindly do not feel free to reach out. She's shared her socials or where to engage with her, so people, yeah, reach out. So again, now let's talk about something that scares most of the people, especially for us, maybe, introverts. Let me call us introverts, but not only introverts, but even the extroverts. When it comes to this, people might feel scared, and that's the issue on networking. So, how can one build relationships without coming across as, without coming out like you're being spammy or desperate to the people that you're trying to reach out to?
Well, I just want to use this. That's a good question. And I want to use this as my own example. So, yesterday I did a post on my TikTok page and I told people I just gave my experience with hiring Kenyans. And actually, I have series of it. But I noticed that people were not even listening to that video.
Mhm.
When I looked at the analytics, the people who actually got to the end of the video were only 4% of the number that viewed, and people viewed the video almost 15,000 of them, but only 4% got to the end of the video. And everyone was just getting to a point where I think when I started, I say I've been looking to hire for a certain position,
Mhm.
and then when you read up when you actually when someone actually listens up to that point, they come to my inbox, all of them, and they spammed me a lot of messages to the extent that I didn't know who is going to answer those messages. And the messages were, I am a project manager with 10 years of experience. So imagine over 200 people sending
Mhm.
such type of message. Said, like, it's just one format. And I don't know who told Kenyans that
Mhm.
there's certain way how messages are supposed to be sent, especially when you're applying for a job on TikTok. And I normally imagine that that is the same also on LinkedIn, because when I was hiring for a social media, that is the LinkedIn manager position, when I posted it on LinkedIn, that is a few months ago, I got spammed with hundreds of messages on my LinkedIn, and the format is normally just the same, like, hi, I'm a project manager with 4 years of experience. I've been able to work in KCB. I'm just mentioning KCB out of the blues, nothing specific. uh, I've been able to, this is my skills, I'm good at this, I can do anything. Kwanza watu work, I can do anything. There are many of them. Yeah, everyone is just saying I can do anything, and that is how you go on LinkedIn. Hi, I've seen that you are a manager or a CEO of this company, and you're looking for someone to work remotely. Maybe someone has posted a job on LinkedIn and you're like, you can do anything. What do you mean you can do anything? Why don't you package yourself? Someone even told me I have computer skills. What do you mean you have computer skills? You need to package yourself and know what you're offering. And what you're offering, that is why I told you that the first thing for any remote worker is to package yourself, know what you're offering, and that even comes with even the money that you want to be paid, and stand on it and know this is what I'm going to offer and this is what I want to get paid. All right. So don't go on someone's LinkedIn because they have posted let me say a job, and then you tell them I can do anything, I'm just flexible, I'm a virtual assistant, but I still can do this. What do you mean? Can you stick so that they can see that you can also bring value and you cannot be swayed? You can also, they're actually thinking, by the way, this one nikimwachilia huyu ataenda kuwork kama another person in another company. Like today you're a virtual assistant, tomorrow you're a graphic designer. So stick into one thing. So networking on LinkedIn is not about sending 100 random connection requests. It's not about that. Every time LinkedIn has given you 100 connections weekly, every week you've been given 100 connections. So you cannot be using your connections to just send to random people. You need to do it strategically. You can send your connections to HR, especially for those of you who are actually looking for jobs. Identify your target of the people who are going to actually get you the jobs. It's about starting genuine conversations. It's not about just sending connections. You need to have genuine conversations with people. So identify your target. Identify those HRs that you want to work with. Imagine the HR of Google is on LinkedIn, and you can just Google and say, you can go on the search bar and look for HR, and then you narrow down, go to the filters and say, I want the HR for Google, and you can reach out to them. But now you cannot reach out to HR of Google with, hi, my name is Joan Patila, I'm a virtual assistant. I have a degree in this and this. I've done this skill. I'm good at CQL. CQL is not even a skill for virtual assistant, but wewe na wewe umeshinda umemention hapo ndio uonekane multifaceted. And I'm looking for a job. I'm flexible to do anything. Do you have, actually some people even ask, do you have anything for me? Guy, do you even have anything for me? And that one you're asking it from now a point of desperation. That is now showing desperation, and that is what calls spam. And actually, if someone reads that message, they are not going to answer you. All right. So identify your target. That is the remote recruiters, the hiring managers, the founders in your field. That is the first thing. Then connect with them. You have 100 connections. Imagine if you connect with 100 people who are remote recruiters, hiring managers, founders, people who are actually hiring people in your field. Leave alone your classmates and people that you've met in chat, the people that you met on the road. You guys can connect through phone. If they have a job, let them call you via WhatsApp or text you and have you the job for you. LinkedIn is for recruiters, hiring managers, or founders in your field. And then the second thing is that you need to engage with them fast. If it's someone who shares content constantly on their LinkedIn, engage with them. Like their post, leave meaningful comments on their post. Let them see you first before they see you in their inbox, and then share insights. This warms up the connection. At least let someone know you. And then after that, when you send a request, personalize it. That is the connection request, personalize it. Like say, for example, hi, my name is Joanne. I came across a post on remote team management. It's really insightful. I'd love to connect and learn more about work. All right. And then after connecting with them, please don't pitch immediately. Some of you connection inafika hivi, CV inafuata. And imagine sometimes when someone, let's say someone has advertised for a job, like the one that I posted yesterday. I didn't post a job actually. I just posted my frustrations, and people were actually listening the video only the first few seconds, and then they're sending the application. Few seconds. Those who listened actually up until the end, they were able to know the point and they were bringing it out. There are people who called me out for saying that I generalized Kenyans and I didn't talk about my family members. I had to tell them that actually I'm gonna do a series because I've worked with quite a lot of Kenyans and they have disappointed me. There are some who have told me my experience was bad. I'm so sorry, Nini, and everything. But majority of the people were just listening and then shoop. And if you check on the application, someone will tell you they're detail oriented or the application part. And that detail oriented, like someone sent you the application. I read the messages by the way. I've opened all of them today. I got time and opened all of them and got back to those who actually reached out. And some of you are saying you're detail oriented. And I'm like, you're detail oriented, but you missed the whole part of the video. You didn't even listen to the video to the end of it, because I was just sharing my frustration towards whatever was happening at that point in time. And so learn the details of the person that you are going to engage with. Start a conversation from a point of, I have gone through and I've seen this is what you do and this is what you talk about. Connect with them before you start. Learn about their work. Let them learn about your work. Let them learn about you before you start pitching. Nurture the connection through engagement, and opportunities will follow you naturally. And let me tell you, if you have engagement and connection with someone, opportunities will follow you naturally. I started out as a project manager. When I was starting out is when I was applying for jobs, is when I was sending DMs, is when I was reaching out to people. But with time, the because I built a brand on LinkedIn, and because I've kept on delivering my work in a competent way, I normally just get recommendations. Like someone reaches out to me on my email, they say, I've gone through your LinkedIn and my friend recommended me that you can help me to do this. A recommendation from a friend that I worked for, and they have gone through my LinkedIn and they have seen that actually I can deliver the work for them, and then they pay me for that. So be strategic in your networking. Do not spam. If you see someone has advertised for a job, chances that people are in their DM are very high. So the best way to reach out to someone is when they are not even hiring. And let me tell you one thing: I've had quite a lot of conversations with hiring managers, and I don't know if Helen is here. Helen is one of the people that I'm helping to get a customer service. She had an interview 2 days ago, and the hiring manager was telling her that she's Lenny. She was looking like someone who is really looking for people. Like, it's so stressful to get actually someone to be hired in their company. And I'm just thinking, how many remote workers are out here and they are not getting the opportunities, yet there's someone who is actually stressed out for getting that opportunity. I can tell you even a story of Elsie, who also went for an interview 3 days ago. She was being considered for other 2 more roles. She had applied for one, and then she was told, when you get this filled up, there are 2 more that we can consider between the two of you, between the two of these. So hiring managers honestly are really struggling to get people. And if you strategically connect with them and reach out to them before they start advertising for those jobs, the better. And I normally recommend that when you want to send out to them, just do a 1 minute introductory video or a 2 minutes introductory video and send it to them. Leave alone this structure. Imagine everyone is sending, hi, project manager, 10 years of experience. I've worked SQL. I have computer skill. I have experience in Excel. Why don't you just do a 1 minute introductory video? And actually, for me, I normally teach a 1 minute introductory video in a simple way where it brings out your skills and your key achievements